Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I am Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is leg-based hypnotism, Dan Ryan.
I do have those long dancer's legs, Kris, so...
Sure do. And you have the appropriate number. All aboard the SAG Cartoon Express. This week we're talking about Dragon's Lair, the cartoon, not the game, which is also sort of cartoon. Is it possible that we found the single most bland animated show in existence? Watch out for possessed doppelgangers because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now. Hi everyone, this is episode 591. It is the week of November 7th, 2025.
Christ,
not
on a cracker
October anymore. It's not October anymore, Dan, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy Halloween's behind me. Welcome. For anyone new here, this is the official podcast of StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the heck else is going on in our lives and going in on our lives.
Both. Yeah, either or.
What's going in with you?
Not much, man. This has been I don't know. This has been a weird week. I haven't done much of anything. I've been really tired this week. I really haven't done much, and that's upsetting, I guess. I don't know.
You want to talk about our Halloweens now, or you want to do it after during the checkpoint?
Yeah, I mean, so I don't have very much to say about mine because my children, for the first time, went somewhere else for Halloween without me or Tiff because they're teenagers. So they went out with their friends. And I drove home from work yesterday because we're recording on Saturday, right? So because obviously yesterday was Halloween. We're not going to record on Halloween. That seems like a terrible idea. So I drove home from work to see the kids in their costumes. And fucking Penn was Sammy from Bendy and the Ink Machine. She made we bought her some overalls, but she made a fucking axe and the mask and the whole thing, and she looked great. And Roddy was oh god, why can't he's been saying the name for fucking months now at this point, but a fucking character from the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. The original fucking horror movie from the teens or 20s. So he painted his face. 1920 is when the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari came out. And, oh god, yeah. Cesare, was who he was. Can't believe I fucking forgot that. So, of course, when they went out, with their friends and they were walking around, at least according to the, story that I was told, Penn got recognized a bunch. Their friend that they went out with, Cash, he was Sonic EXE, which is a side of the internet you don't go to, Kris. But some people understood that when I said it. So they both got recognized a whole bunch, and Roddy just kind of looked a little like a zombie. Like Zombie and Jace. Which is exactly what fucking Cesare looks like in the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I don't know if I'm saying the name correctly because that's how he says it. And I don't think that's it, but I haven't seen that movie in, let's see, I'm 45 now. So I haven't seen that movie in 33, 34 years, something like that. So I don't exactly remember. But yeah, Tiff and I went to my mother-in-law's house and I moved a lot of boxes around and threw stuff away that she couldn't carry to the trash. That's what I did for Halloween.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, it was good times.
Yeah, well, I did I shaved. I hate it.
Yeah, I saw that.
I hate it. I just do not care for it.
Yeah.
There's a reason I naturally grow facial hair. I think it's because this is a disaster. I I haven't shaved this in, I want to say, since before John was born.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the last time I tried going au naturel, and
yeah.
I was trying to hide the whole thing, right? Because I was trying to surprise Ellie.
Right.
So
right.
I used my clippers earlier in the day to kind of trim it down, and then the goal was to just go in there, slap a fresh razor on and take it apart. But
right.
that didn't work right away. So I tried to like hit it with the clippers a few more times, and I have not cut myself shaving, and I don't remember how long it's been, but I definitely have cut myself. I definitely cut myself like 3 or 4 times trying to shave this beard off, which was just the worst idea. It was absolutely worth it. The entire experience was very fun. But now that it's a day later and I'm not wearing demon makeup, people can see what my face looks like, and I don't think anyone is enjoying it, including myself.
Now I just gotta look at me and ugh. Right?
Yeah, no, I was at Ellie's cheer competition this morning.
I felt exactly the same.
But you look pretty good without the beard. You
I
can
don't
pull
think
it off.
so. I don't think so. So, like, I would look in the mirror and not recognize who the fuck was looking back at me. So,
right.
I do get
That's
it.
what's happened to me. I don't recognize me, but also maybe you didn't recognize yourself, but you can pull off not having a beard. I don't recognize myself,
it.
And I'm an ugly motherfucker. This whole situation is just unfortunate, and because like
I disagree.
Yeah.
When I met you, I don't think you had facial hair.
I definitely did. I've
Did
had
you?
facial hair since high school. Yeah,
I don't remember it. Maybe it was just a goatee at that point.
that's pretty much what it's. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's always been. I just have the goatee. That's pretty much all I've ever done. And yeah, plus, I mean, when I was younger, my neck was a bit thinner, but now my neck is thicker because you get older and your neck gets thicker, and that's just it's not working for my butt chin. And Ellie hates it. She can't shut up about it. She's like, "You look so weird." I'm like, yeah, I know, I don't like it. Like,
thanks,
I
kiddo.
saw a bunch of people today at Ellie's cheer competition. Oh, that's a fun story. But I saw a bunch of people today, and
yeah.
There were a couple of my friends, like I could tell them just noticeably not wanting to look at me at first. Like,
Aww.
I think they kind of got used to it, but there were a couple of people that like I said hi to, and they would like not make as much eye contact as usual. It was it's a very unfortunate look. Yeah, it's an unfortunate look, and it stings, and I'm really looking forward to it being over.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but you're a good dad. And
yes,
she will
I felt like
forever
dad.
remember the
Absolutely.
the time that dad shaved his beard to be this weird fucking demon dude.
Yeah, she liked it. Her friends thought it was awesome. They kept attacking me because they were the demon hunters and I was demon.
Absolutely.
Junior, so it was fun. But then they kind of fucked off on their own. I got to hang out with a couple of my friends who were walking around, and all right, I got to hang out with one friend and some other parents that I can tolerate. That's as far as I'm willing to go. Yeah, it's not nothing. There's it was okay, but it was fun, and we walked around, and our kids, like, we walked through they blocked off the bunch of the streets in this one neighborhood,
right?
Which is kind of like this one neighborhood is basically taken trick or treating away from every other neighborhood in Absecon. And the cops seem to be in on it because the cops block off all the streets around these roads where all the rich people live. And nobody really goes anywhere else because they all go here. And this one neighborhood full of really big fucking houses is where everybody goes trick-or-treating. And it's like, I mean, it's kind of cool, but also it's a little bit of, a little classist, I think. Yeah, a little
bit, yeah. I mean, but just, that. So that kind of seems to be the way it is, like kind of everywhere. At least in South Jersey, right? Like, because I know in my town, in Haddonfield, like, the one major street with, like, the really fancy houses, I've talked about it on the show before, that do, like, the really fucking crazy, decorations and all that shit. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Like, I think they estimated somewhere around 10,000 people went last year just to this one fucking street in town. Like, that's absurd. That's a crazy amount of candy to have to try and give out. And then where the kids went after they did that, they went to a couple of towns over, is this town called Merchantville. And every year they change the name of their town to Monsterville, and they do a whole bunch of like Halloween stuff and all of that. So a bunch of people go over there, and then like all the the little regular neighborhoods don't see anybody. Like I've been in this house since 2019, never had one trick-or-treater in that entire time. So like, it's just not what it is anymore.
Yeah. Well, the kids got candy. John actually went somewhere else. He went with some other friends, and that worked out really well for him. That made me really happy. He had a good time. He met a new kid that was dressed up as a Deltarune character, and John has been obsessed with Deltarune lately. So that they just hit it off, and apparently he was just chatting up this new kid for like the whole time and just having a blast. So that made me really happy. It was a good Halloween, but I'm so glad that it's over because I've been kind of sort of dreading the beard shaving, but also been really excited to do it just to get the reaction out of the kids and have a good time.
Right.
And, now I did, and I don't really like Halloween. I like fall. I don't really like the spooky stuff. It's just not for me. And now it's over. Now I can enjoy fall proper. I just need to de-Halloweenify the house. I got to get all the spooky shit down. I got to get all the decorations put away from the front yard so that I can rake the leaves finally, and then give the lawn one final mow for the season, because everything was so fucking late this year. The lawn got overgrown, and it freaking shouldn't have, but it did. So I got to clean up these leaves, and then I got to mow and edge, and then be done with all of that for the rest of the year. And I've find time to do it. Never, because I've been busy. Yeah.
I've got a rented wood chipper in my future. I don't know when. Hopefully within...
Oh, God. There's got to be a better way to get rid of the dogs, Dan.
I mean, with this one little fucking Foster that we have right now, he's on his way to the wood chipper. I tell you, fucking Slinky sucks. He's a Russian toy terrier. He's 5 years old. He weighs 4 pounds. I fucking hate him. He's just an asshole. Like, and they all are, all the little Russian toys. Like, they pick one person in the family, usually the mom. So of course this dog picked Tiff, and he runs around the house in his fucking diaper. God, motherfucker. This is not what I wanted. But I'm just starting to really feel able to like tackle projects around the house. You know what I mean? Like I'm starting to feel back enough to my old self of like, all right, I can get out there, I can kind of do some things, because so much shit around the house has fallen by the wayside over the last, year of dealing with chemo and, really, really like getting really bad and really sick towards the end. And then now just the recovery period of like, all right, like I go to work and then I come home and I'm just fucking exhausted,
You're just lazy. I get it.
Yeah, no, it's pure laziness, actually. You're right. You're
just a lazy, entitled asshole. I mean, you just own it, man.
I'm just a fucking taker, it's what it is. I'm like, oh, benefits, please give them to me. But like, so yeah, so much of the shit around the house has like just fallen by the wayside. The stuff that I usually take care of, like just my front steps still aren't fixed. Like they kind of came apart over the summer, and I just like wasn't physically ready to do it yet. And I feel like I'm kind of getting there, and because I've got to go and re-brick the front steps, and then I've got to cement over top of them, and I know what I have to do, and I feel like I'm maybe there now, but like Tiff got me the chainsaw for my birthday, and I went out and chainsawed a bunch of shit, and then I went and laid down because I was like, fuck, dude, I'm just exhausted, like my body just hasn't healed as quickly as I wanted to, which is like, what a weird thing to be bitching about. You know what I mean? Like, I went through cancer, beat cancer, and now I'm like, boo, but I can't fucking mow the yard because my legs hurt. Like, it's just a weird, you know, it's a weird fucking place to be in. But I finally feel like, okay, I'm ready. I can kind of go do some stuff. And now the weather's starting to turn colder. So it's like, all right, well, I got to do some stuff soon, you know?
Yeah, if you're going to do it, now's the time.
Now's the fucking time. So I gotta re-brick the steps. I gotta get a wood chipper. I bought a bunch of paint. So I've got like painting projects that I want to get done. But our electrical is still kind of fucked up in our bathroom upstairs, which is kind of fucking shit up. So I don't know. I'll get to all of it eventually.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I hope I get to it all eventually, too. I don't know when.
I mean, maybe.
Or how. This is a... Before we go any further, we should probably board the SAG Cartoon Express. We have a feature topic, and we'll save the rest of this for the checkpoint. So...
let's talk about it.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers. All aboard the SAG Cartoon Express. This is where we talk once a month about an old retro video game cartoon. And this week's episode is Dragon's Lair, Season 1, Episode 8, The Girl from Crow's Wood, which originally aired in October 27th, 1984. Tells the story of Dirk the Daring, Princess Daphne, and their squire, whose name I can't be bothered to remember, facing off against a bird witch who... Sure, I love Timothy. It's great. They fight a bird witch who hypnotizes anything on two legs with eye lasers. She uses a local village girl who looks exactly like Princess Daphne to get Dirk to steal an idol that frees her from prison, and a bunch of stuff happens. That's the show. That's the joke. Yeah. I'm definitely of two minds of this episode, because it was fucking bland. It was really boring. But it did this cool thing where twice in the episode, I think it was just twice, they did like kind of tie in the way the game works, where they'd be like, an announcer would come on and just say, well, what do you think Dirk should do? Because if he does this, then this will happen. And if he does this, this will happen. So kind of like, it doesn't show the cool, gruesome deaths that the original game did.
Yeah, which I thought was kind of a bummer. A
little bit of a bummer, but it was a really neat idea, a way to kind of, get that in there. I thought that was really interesting, because like I'm starting to nod off during the episode, and then that happened. I was like, oh hey, that's kind of interesting. Well,
that's kind of neat,
you guys. But man, the rest of it, obviously it doesn't look as good as the game.
No,
they're approximating the Don Bluth style well enough, but it doesn't animate nearly as well.
I think they really they nailed they nailed Princess Daphne. She looked very, very similar to the game. Dirk, I think, looked more like the dude from Sword in the Stone than he looked like Dirk the Daring. And you're right, like the animation didn't have that kind of that like signature Don Bluth thing, which like obviously it's not going to. It's a syndicated cartoon. But yeah, like it was just average at best. Like it was just fine. It was boring. It wasn't terrible. It didn't suck.
No, it definitely wasn't terrible, but goodness gracious, it was...
But it wasn't anything.
It was so bland. Yeah, it was just not anything.
Yeah. In fact, like, the only glaring thing that I noticed is, like, towards the end of the show, the princess has swapped places with a local village girl, like you said. I forget what the fuck her name was now. Some Bronwyn. That's what it was. It was Bronwyn. She switched places with this girl, Bronwyn. Bronwyn gets possessed, and that's how the adventure kicks off and whatever. So the princess is trying to get back to Dirk the Daring, and maybe Timothy, that might be the squire, also might be the horse. Don't know, don't fucking care. And they're like riding away from these bat snake monster things.
They kept calling them birds.
Yeah, they definitely weren't birds.
I don't know what they were, but they were not birds.
They were not birds. But they're running away from these things, and they go into a cave, right? And the proportion of the cave versus the size of the horse is just absurd. Like there's just it's just fucking silly. It was like, but that's the only thing that I noticed where it was like, all right, the animation kind of sucked right here versus the rest of the episode that was just fine. It was there.
The one thing that stuck out to me, was
how dare you?
At one point, Dirk, I am so freaking tired. Dirk got knocked down and his little helmety thing came off, and then in the next shot he had it back on again.
Yeah, like they didn't do any of that, like because Dirk kind of gets like the mussed up hair, or muscled up, either way. Hair sometimes in the game, like it. They were so close to being like a good, funny show, but like it just wasn't enough. The jokes weren't goofy enough. The animation wasn't outrageous enough. Like it just, they played it really, really safe, which I think is a weird choice for Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, because Dragon's Lair was like pretty bold to begin with. It just seemed like, what is the most generic sword and sorcery story we can think of? Let's animate it, but let's not think too hard about it.
But also, why did Dirk and the Squire sound almost identical? I had no idea who was talking. Like, I even had Tiff look up if they were the same actor. No, they were different people. But like the whole time, I was like, I don't know who's fucking talking. This is boring. Because I didn't care. Like, there was just nothing to care about. One's his real name,
the other's a pseudonym. Exactly. It was really hard to give us... Because, like, nobody had an interesting personality. There was nothing in here. It was a complete lack of charisma. It was a charisma vacuum.
Yeah.
It was what's the opposite of charisma? Charismo?
Sure. Let's go with that. Charisno. No, like the only person with personality was fucking Princess Daphne, because she's riding around and like they get to this town, Crow's Nest or Woods or Tits, whatever the fuck it was. The town of Crow's Tits. That's right. Oh, one of my favorite places. But they get there, and she basically, like, she has a conversation with Dirk, and she's like, man, it'd be cool to be a poor for a little bit. I wonder what it's like to be a fucking dirty-ass poor.
And then at the end of the episode, she's like, man, this being poor thing is for poor people. I can take my princesshood any day of the week.
This is bullshit. She, at one point in the episode, she fucking is yelling at a cow. She's trying to milk a cow, right? And she yells at, I am your princess and I demand you put the milk in the bucket.
It's like, what? Did you try pointing the udders into the bucket? Because you're just squirting them off to the sides. That's your problem.
Yeah. That's just not how that works. And I know that because I've fucking milked a cow before. And it is unpleasant. Nobody wanted to be there. Least of all the cow, I think, because I wasn't very good at it. Kept looking back at me like, fucking seriously? You want me to do it? Like, no, I got it. It's fine. Shut up, Betsy. Yeah, I just... it was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Like, I'm watching a playthrough of Dragon's Lair right now, and it is so much more interesting than this cartoon was.
Yeah.
And not just specifically the animation quality, but like the whole... Just the general vibe it has a lot of character to it. And this cartoon did not have that. Which, if you're going to make a cartoon out of a game that is a cartoon, I feel like you got to try harder.
Yeah. I mean, you would think so. Because otherwise, why do it? I don't know who this was for.
Well, let's see. It was 1984. And when did the game come out? Dragon's Lair originally came out in a year that I don't recall.
This is a great song. You're very talented.
Oh, thank you. Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer was 1983. So this was, this cartoon aired like right around when this game was at its peak. Probably like just past its peak popularity.
Yeah.
So I think this was just for kids who liked going to the arcade.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, but you didn't do it. You didn't do the thing.
You didn't. You really didn't.
This literally, it could have been it could have been Sir Steve, and it would have been exactly the fucking same. Like, it just had zero personality from the game, minus the thing you said, I thought it was really smart, because the first time they did it, when they were like, what should Dirk do? I don't fucking know. And then there was a commercial break. Right? And it was like, oh, that's kind of fucking smart, because, you know, you get to make your choice in the game and whatever. And then they came back from the commercial and they went through the different scenarios of how Dirk would have died, essentially, had he tried to jump on the reptiles. I mean, you could have just said crocodiles or alligators, whatever the fuck they were. But the reptiles' heads, or the swinging on the vine, I think is what he tried to do the first. Because we forgot to mention the whole plot of this, Chris. They're trying to get the Griffin Stone. Right. So Dirk has been tricked by the possessed Bronwyn to get the Griffin Stone from the Griffin, who just has it in a glass jar, just outside on a rock. Just this like super powerful thing that's keeping this like evil witch
right by a lake or something too, right?
Yeah, it's just
completely
right
out
by a
open.
little pond. Little, you know, you could jump on 3 alligator heads and make your way over to it. Like fucking Pitfall Sam would have had that shit, no problem. It's a good thing this wasn't a crossover episode.
Pitfall Sam
or Pitfall? What? Harry? I don't fucking know. I don't
Harry.
care. Yeah, there you go. Pitfall Sam.
Pitfall Sam.
You know, Pitfall Sam and fucking Sir Steve were in this episode. It would have been fucking fine.
Sir Steve and Pitfall Sam from Raven's Tits, Nebraska.
That's right, from the town of Crow's Tits, Illinois. I don't know why Illinois sounds better than Nebraska to me. I don't know. Crow's Tits, Omaha? No, Omaha's not a state. Omaha's a fucking place in Nebraska. Oh God,
What'd
I'm
you
tired.
Say Pitfall Sam.
Pitfall
Sam.
Pitfall Sam. That's right.
And
Serious Sam.
Pitfall
Sir
Sam
Steve.
and Sir Steve.
From
I'm just writing that down.
from Crow's Tits, Illinois. Oh God, no. So yeah,
I like
so
Nebraska. Nebraska's a fun word to say. I feel like
So
it's one of the more absurd state names out there.
it really is. It really
Nebraska.
is. Nebraska. Where
We
are
eat
you
lots
from?
of brisket in Nebraska.
Do they?
I don't
Oh,
know. I'm really tired, Dan. I'm really tired.
So anyway, so they
sleep
got to get
anymore.
nah. Fuck.
It's all
Sleep
gone.
is for fucking pussies. Or people that are, you know, trying to be healthy and productive members of society. Either way.
I'm trying to sleep. I'd be doing it right now if I could, but I can't.
No, because we got to do this
4 o'clock
shit.
every morning. I don't know why. It's like, hey, guess what? It's 4 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Time to get up. So does that mean tomorrow you'll get up at 3?
Or
Technically?
are we gaining an hour? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
So, but
I
if
don't
you
wanna
still
know.
wake up at the same, because, like, you're not going to tell your internal Kris to be like, hey, you get an extra hour. Internal Kris is going to be like, nah, man, it's time to get up. Let's do push-ups.
Oh no.
We'll talk about that later. Because I have a plan for that. I'm actually kind of excited about it. Anyway, so Griffin statue, get the bitch out of the fucking evil princess, whatever. I don't even remember what point I was trying to make. So Dirk is trying to go get the Griffin statue, and they show all the ways he could have died, but they took a commercial first, and I thought that was really smart. And then later in the episode, they pulled the same trick, but they didn't go to commercial. They just, in the middle of the episode, like if you had 2 commercial breaks, that would have been like the perfect spot for it. But that was a really long way to get to that point. I'm sorry.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyway, it was fine. You want to rank it? Move on with our night?
Oh, we should rank it, and then we got a couple of pieces of listener feedback to cover.
Okay.
So, where's my spreadsheet for the Cartoon Express? Well, 2025. I mean, jeez. I don't think it's... It's like, all right, well, I guess let's start at the bottom.
How big is bad? Like, you sound drunk.
It's better than Video Power, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was competent. But I don't know that it was better than the Battletoads pilot. I also don't know that I'd consider it worse.
Can we tie?
No.
Can we put them at the same spot? No. That's not a thing
So,
we're
like,
going to do.
I don't think it's beating Darkstalkers, right? This is really bottom tier stuff for me because it was just showed a complete lack of creativity.
Yeah.
Battletoads, I want to say Battletoads was worse because it was
so stupid.
Yeah. I think Battletoads was more offensive.
Yeah, Battletoads just sucked. Like, it was just bad.
Dragon's
Overall.
Lair's biggest sin is being bland, which is a pretty big sin, but yeah. Ugh. Okay, yeah, that's where it's sitting. It's in the number 7 spot right now.
Okay.
The hell was this episode called? It's the
Journey to Crow's Tits. Or the girl from
Crow's Wood. Got it.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. So let's read the feedback and then we'll pick our next episode. Chronodin says, okay, my thoughts. I feel like there's a dirty joke in there about the girl from Crow's Wood, but I'm going to just let that one slide. Cue Beavis and Butthead.
There definitely is.
It's
the girls from Crow's Tits.
The copy on YouTube was really low res and hard to watch. I'm not sure if that was just on my end or what. I found a slightly cleaner copy on Dailymotion, so I'm going with that one. Catchy theme song, if a bit older medieval adventure theme generic, yeah. This panning through the village shot is an interesting camera trick they're using here. I respect them for doing something out of the ordinary. Yo, that wizard just turned his head 180 degrees like an owl. Are Dirk and Daphne voiced by 6-year-olds? It's also possible that this has to do with everything being too high-pitched because of the video transfer. Okay. Okay, I just switched back to YouTube, and yeah, it's a pitch issue with the one on Dailymotion. That said, their voices are still a little too high-pitched than what I'd expect. Maybe 12-year-olds now. You look pretty enough to be Princess Daphne, but definitely not dressed like her. Yes. Daphne is certainly wearing way more clothing than she does in the games. That is very true. The animation hasn't actually been all that bad so far, but there are some definite proportion issues. Whoa, that girl's father isn't wearing any pants. This was a family show. Those bat things just carried off Dirk's horse, and Dirk doesn't seem terribly panicked. I imagine him going, man, new horses have really risen in cost lately. Dirk isn't suspicious about that huge-ass pendant around Daphne's neck that wasn't there 2 minutes ago in the episode? That's a very good point.
That's fair, yeah.
Daphne is trying to command the cow to put the milk in the bucket by saying, this is your princess speaking. And then after like 30 seconds, she goes, that's enough of this simple life. Oof.
That's right. That's enough of this poor shit.
I was just thinking that I hope this cartoon would show the wrong choices like in the game, and right on cue, that's exactly what it did. It might have been a little confusing if viewers weren't familiar with the games, but hey, good on him. There's a strange lack of certain sound effects in this cartoon. Not all, but some actions are oddly silent. Not to get too well actually on this game, but it looks like they're depicting Dirk as left-handed, but the video game has him as right-handed. Whatever works best in the scene, I guess. Man, the peasants of this country are real dicks to the princess just because she isn't dressed like a princess. And then when the flying snake things do attack, they leave her to her own defenses and hide behind the wagon like cowards. Great. That rock probably weighed 500 pounds. She just pushed it like it was on wheels.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Dirk just believed Daphne without a second thought. That's all Bronwyn, or however she spells it, needed to do. Just be like, no, Dirk, I'm the princess. Honest. Holy crap, how tall is this witch? That shot makes her look... Yeah, I feel like the witch, like, grew when she got her powers back or something.
She did, yeah.
She was huge. Okay, the what could Dirk do thing was cute once, but I feel like once per episode is probably all we needed with that gimmick. Twice feels like too much. Dirk needed a blindfold, and that stopped her gaze. Couldn't people just, I don't know, close their eyes? I had that exact same thought. Like, why did he need the blindfold? Why not just go over there with his eyes closed?
Yeah.
Your gaze only affects creatures on 2 legs, and he's got 4. How the heck did he know that would work? Insert joke about Dirk and 2 girls that look like Daphne here. Get him, Tiger. The show was fine. No horrible glaring problems, but not a whole lot that was very memorable. It suffers from the sin of just being kind of bland. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what we said. Well done, Chronodin. Trashman says, notes about Dragon's Lair. Sibylla's red hypnotic gaze is orange. Yes, it was. When a bird steals my hair comb, I always travel after it on foot for miles. As I watch this horse be carried away by 3 smaller flying creatures, I can't help wonder what the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow is.
Well, an African swallow or a European swallow?
I find it interesting that they narrate Dirk's solutions in a similar vein as you might progress in the game. That being said, using a reed to waltz past crocodiles is not the solution I expected. Yeah, that was... He really just walked right past everything, and just because he was underwater, nobody noticed him. I feel like
that's how that works. No, that's how that works. Yeah.
At the beginning of the
episode, you would know that if you had lived in Florida, as I did.
True. I did not live in Florida. My gator knowledge is a step down.
Yeah, 100%.
At the beginning of the episode, only a wizard's power could wrench the stone away and return it to its rightful owner, the Griffin. At the end of the episode, due to the plot's progression, Dirk can defeat her with a blindfold and a wild swing. And finally, why did Sibylla disintegrate? They said earlier that the stone belonged to the Griffin. It's a power boost. Sauron's ring it is not. That is definitely a good point. That didn't make a lot of sense. I just chalked it up to magic. Final thoughts, standard fare for the time. Yeah, I might even go with slightly substandard. But there we go.
Slightly subpar.
That was a disappointment. I had high hopes for that one. But alas,
I had higher hopes.
Yeah, I wouldn't go so... I think I genuinely had high hopes. I thought I was really going to like this one.
I don't know.
Anyways, time to spin the wheel. Let's see what we land on this time.
Spin the wheel and make a deal.
Spinning and spinning and spinning. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? It's Earthworm Jim.
Oh
boy. Now we gotta find which episode of Earthworm Jim we're gonna get. I remember liking this show.
I don't think I've actually ever seen it. Can we get Tommy back on? Maybe he'll want to talk about it.
Oh, for sure. Definitely want to bring that up.
He doesn't seem to be doing anything else.
Shuffle. Earthworm Jim, Season 2, Episode 5, Evil in Love.
I'm excited.
Yes, indeed. I remember this show being pretty solid. Not like Animaniacs good or anything, but decently solid. I mean, Dan Castellaneta voices Earthworm Jim, so...
That was a very high bar you just set for it. I mean, exactly. It's not Animaniacs, but, like, it's pretty good. Like,
well, it was on around the same time as Animaniacs, so, like, going from that to this was always like, all right, well, this is definitely a step down, but I've seen worse. And it's Earthworm Jim, and I like the game, so, good times. So there you go, everybody. Your homework for the next SAG Cartoon Express is going to be Earthworm Jim, Season 2, Episode 5, Evil in Love. And with that, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what's going on in week-old news. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around. And now here's a quick look at what's new in the gratuitous rainbow spectrum at StoneAgeGamer.com. All right, I don't know what this I don't know what this one is. All right, La, what's going on? Get a listen in it. You're proper arsed about horror games, yeah? Thinking you're a big shot because you cleared Resident Evil and Silent Hill? Well, you've been playing the sequels, haven't you? The real boss one, the proper granddaddy of survival horror, is an old game called Sweet Home. It's a Dead Sound Famicom game from way back in 1989. Five filmmakers get trapped in a haunted gaff looking for paintings. A proper moody ghost tells them they're all going to get it. It's all got the gear, mate. The spooky mansion, limited inventory, and get this, the famous door-opening animation from Resident Evil. Straight out of this shit. It's a blueprint, eh? And it's called permadeath. Lose a lad, they're gone for good. It's proper intense as that is. Want to know what the genre started? Dan's written all about it in Friday Night Frights on the blog. Go on, check it out. You'd be mad to miss it.
Flawless. Nailed it. That was Liverpool, Kris. Big fan of Liverpool, Kris. All right. Hey now, how y'all doing out there? Listen up, if you're like me, you got a soft spot for them there old school Nintendo games, bless their hearts. Well, our buddy Kris done put together a mighty fine piece of writing called the Nintendo Report. And this week, he's a-looking at every Nintendo property that starts with an R. That's robots, radars, and rhythm of it all. He ain't just talking about Mario and Link. He's looking at the whole dadgum family tree. Did you know that Radar Scope flops so hard, it's the reason we even got Donkey Kong? I don't know, the accent just kind of slipped there. I don't know what happened. Why, that's a story and a half right
Come on,
there.
Back into it.
Sorry, I'm back in. Hold
back.
on. back, I said back. That's a story and a half right there it is. And remember old Rob the Robot? That fella that barely worked? Well, bless his heart, he still pops up in Smash Bros. Now, it ain't all his old history, mind. He's talking about the Smash hits, too, like how that there Ring Fit adventure gone and done sold a metric ton of copies. So if you want to see which Nintendo series are still a-kicking and which ones are a-laying down for a long nap, well, you best go read this and tell him Alabama Danny sent you.
That was Nebraska, Dan.
that was actually straight out of Crow's Tits, Nebraska.
Accessing Retro Archive file. Madden isn't the only game in town. Historical analysis confirms that in the pre-exclusivity era, the simulation of football became stagnant. The annual Madden output, functionally average. Suboptimal resource allocation. The Stone Age Gamer Data Cluster has recovered 3 alternative sports simulations designed for variety.
1. Access football, high customization, low cost, and efficient throwback to early 21st century franchise protocols. 2. Backyard Football 99, a nostalgic remaster. Zero stakes play mode. Enhanced absurdity initiated. 3. Mutant Football League, optimal violence, chainsaws, booby traps, complete rejection of regulatory parameters. Do not be restricted by the simulation blockade. Carbon unit. The Retrosphere offers options. Allow the full data report now. End of line.
Yep. Allow full the data or access the full data report now. Either way.
Only can good happen.
For all of this and more from us and our partners, keep your eyes peeled somewhere. I don't know, because this is on the Stone Age Gamer. I forgot
keep your
what
eyes
you say.
Peeled and your pants unfurled.
That's always. Are we back to our dicks like last week? For all this and more, keep your eyes on our dicks.
For all of this sweet, sexy content and more, Check out the gratuitous rainbow spectrum located in the blog section at stoneagegamer.com. Sorry. Where was I? What? Oh, hi. Welcome back. We are back. We've returned. Sorry. My brain just left the station. It's on the SAG Cartoon Express. It's heading over to Earthworm Jim. Yeah. Those were some commercials. It's time for my favorite segment.
And this is why we don't record on Saturdays.
Yeah, seriously. But let's do my favorite segment. Let's do your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Strap yourselves in for Week Old News. Welcome to Week Old News. This is where we talk about all the news that was new a week ago. Oh, boy. We got some stuff cooking here, huh, Dan? Can I go first? Because I really want to do this one. I'm going first this time.
Well, hold on. Time out. I have a couple that I didn't put on the list. Let me just blow through them real quick, because nobody cares but me and maybe like somebody else that's listening, but I'll just do them all right back to back.
All right, go ahead. Lay it on.
Because these are 4 collectibles that are coming out that somebody might be interested in other than me. Hot Toys is releasing Higgs from Death Stranding 2 in a 1/6 scale. It looks fucking gorgeous. It comes with all types of accessories and shit. And it's going to be crazy expensive. NECA has announced that they are taking pre-orders for the re-release of the NES colorway for Jason Voorhees. It is $40.99 with a Q2 2026 release. It looks awesome, and I have pre-ordered, or I'm going to pre-order it, because I missed it the first time it came around. It looks great. Mega Man will be coming out from Hiya Toys. They are putting out a superposable Mega Man X figure. Looks really good. That's going to be $55. And Udon Entertainment has announced that Mega Man X Zero launches January 2026. It'll be written by Daniel Arsenault with art by Jeffrey Cruz. And it's going to be fucking dope. So, okay. 4 collectibles out of the way.
Now on to the news that the people really care about.
That's right.
Time Extension reports James Pond is getting his own collection on PC, PS5, Xbox, and Switch 2. It's called James Pond Legacy. The Pond is not enough.
Yeah, it is.
This genuinely makes me happy, and I'll tell you why. Because we covered the absolutely dreadful looking James Pond Rogue AI, and the original game's creator Chris Sorrell thinks it looks like an abomination because it does. And, right. And he was basically saying that everybody who's tried to do anything with James Pond, like the current people who own it, I forget who owns it now. I don't think it's System 3. Whoever owns it right now and keeps trying to crap out James Pond games never makes him look like he's supposed to. Like, they just can't get him right. What was it? Quote, I hate almost everything they do with a passion. James Pond's creator isn't a fan of GameWare's AI-focused sequel. Yeah, they've just done some awful, awful stuff. But the art on this one actually looks pretty good. They have this kind of CG renders of James Pond from his various games, and his face looks right. It actually looks like James Pond.
Yeah.
They haven't actually said what's in the game, but a Time Extension is assuming, based on the cover art, as I would assume as well, we're talking James Pond Underwater Agent, James Pond 2 Robocod, James Pond 3 Operation Starfish, and the aquatic game starring James Pond and the Aquabats. And the reason you can assume this is because the cover has James Pond in the tuxedo from the first game, the Robocod from the second game, his look from the third game, and the dorky-looking kid from the stupid Aquabats aquatic games thing, which I heard is pretty terrible. But I think I've said on the show relatively recently that I'd like to give the other two James Pond games a shot, because I genuinely enjoy the first game. It's not a masterpiece, but it's a fun little game.
You have indeed said that.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like that this is a thing that's going to exist. What is this? There's a trailer or something on here for what is this? System 3 celebrating 43 years as the world's longest running independent. ... Independent what? Oh, independent games publisher and developer.
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
They've been around since 82? I had no idea. Well, that's cool. So so I guess this game was announced as part of this trailer.
Well,
wow.
And that's going to lead very nicely, Kris, into our next story.
Oh, look at that. All right. Yeah, all right, what's our next story?
Well, Time Extension also reports that the Last Ninja collection will be sneaking out of the shadows onto Steam next month. So also from System 3, they are putting out a compilation. It was successfully funded on Kickstarter last year of the Last Ninja plus bonus games. That's coming out on November 27th, but only on Steam to start with. And it will feature The Last Ninja, The Last Ninja 2, Last Ninja 3, Ninja Remix, International Karate, IK Plus, and Bangkok Nights. The reason that the console versions are not coming out yet is because Nintendo has raised, quote, serious objections to the appearance of the Rising Sun flag artwork, which is featured in Last Ninja 3. For those of you that don't know, if you just like your picture, what's wrong with the Rising Sun flag? The Rising Sun flag was adopted by the Imperial Japanese Army and Navy during World War II. And, you know, World War II, not everybody's like favorite time in history, particularly South Korea, which was under Japanese rule during World War II, and an often not talked about part of the just fucking crazy shit that happened in World War II. South Korea was fully under Japanese rule. So what System 3 suggested they were going to go with to remove The Last Ninja 3, the Amiga game, entirely from the cartridge, or they were going to try to get a waiver from Nintendo. They then put out a more recent update that said they are going to, they plan on trying to lock the game on certain machines in territory where the symbol causes offense, in particular Korea. System 3 states that this will respect regional rules while preserving the historical authenticity of the collection elsewhere. They are waiting on final confirmation from Nintendo, at which point physical editions will go into manufacturing. The Last Ninja games are pretty cool. They're not great. They're not the best games ever, but I think it's cool that, you know, all of these are going to be collected together.
I agree. I think that is all. I also think that to be cool. They're not my cup of tea, but I haven't really spent enough time with them to, I guess, say that definitively. But, you know, not everything's for everyone. But they do seem to have their audience. Well, speaking of old games, Time Extension reports, quote-unquote, daunting. Limited Run explains how it resurrected one of the most expensive NES games of all time. So we're going to talk about this a little bit more. Limited Run had a big showcase with a bunch of new stuff coming out. Their LRG3 showcase finally happened. But this was interesting. So they're reissuing. One of the big surprises of the birthday was the announcement that the NES title Little Samson will be getting a new release. Those in the know will be aware that this is one of the rarest games on Nintendo's console, with copies changing hands for over $2,000. Back in 2022, Limited Run boss Josh Fairhurst was asked about this particular game by Nintendo Life and admitted that it was unknown who actually owned the rights to it. The game was developed by the now-defunct Takeru and published by Taito. The trailer for the game contains the following small print spotted by Nintendo Life reader JJ the Texan. Seri Densetsu Lickle, Little Samson, was developed in accordance with Article 67-2, Paragraph 1 of the Japan Copyright Act. Production and sale has been authorized by the Japan Arbitration System for products of unknown copyright holders. Keen to learn more, we reached out to Fairhurst first, who explained the process. Much of the heavy lifting was done by LRG's Japanese business development lead, Alexander Aniel, and an agent in Japan, and according to Fairhurst, it's not without precedent. I'm just reading this because this is utterly fascinating to me. Japan has a process by which the Agency of Cultural Affairs can license and authorize the distribution of works with unclear ownership. We learned about this through our partners at Tatsujin, who introduced us to the agent that worked with us on the project. We had already put in extensive groundwork to try and uncover who held the copyright to Little Samson. We had talked to the original publishers, several former Takeru staff members, and even some children of former Takeru executives. It was determined that no one could definitively claim ownership to the extent that they could license the game to us. Knowing this, we started the process with the Agency of Cultural Affairs to get a license through them. In this arrangement, the Agency of Cultural Affairs takes a standard licensing royalty from us and holds that money in the event that a clear owner comes forward. A few other game companies have used this process to access dormant or lost licenses, notably EXA Arcadia, who recently used it to preserve and rescue Tattoo Assassins, an incredibly notable canceled Data East fighting game that was written by Bob Gale, the writer of Back to the Future.
Yeah, we talked about that a little while ago.
This is just utterly fascinating. See,
It is.
This is one of those games, I wrote about this on the blog a long time ago, of like, why the hell is this game not on Nintendo Switch Online? They have a decent relationship with Taito, and so just talk to somebody at Taito. But
apparently this is why.
This just goes to show you that there's so often more to the story, like when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because it's really easy from the outside to look at this and say, oh, this is clearly what happened here. There's no excuse for this. And we do this all the time. We do this kind of stuff.
Oh, we do not.
But there's definitely a lot more weird stuff going on in the background that we don't necessarily know about. And I remember Stephen Frost talked to us a bit about this when we were asking about the Atari games. When they were putting together Atari 50, of like, there was just so many things out there that they wanted to get on here, but they couldn't figure out who actually owned the rights to them to begin with. And I'm seeing, I was just talking to Dan over the break about the Mortal Kombat collection, and there's Maximilian Dude is not happy with it. He goes actually on in the video to say that he's not personally happy with it. He said, like, generally speaking, he'd probably give the collection an 8, but for him personally, he'd give it a 5 because he's like really into like frame counting. And he's like, he's a fighting game dude, hardcore. So I thought that was a pretty fair assessment of it. And you know, some of that stuff might get patched out later. We'll see. But the comment section is just full of people who know exactly what, and it's inexcusable. This game clearly, the digital clips clearly sucks, blah, blah, blah. Like, we don't know what went into this. Like, we don't know why these games are running this way and why they weren't able to get them to run as well as certain emulators may have been able to do it in the past and be able to sell it commercially on various platforms. We just don't know. Like, I think I had heard somewhere, I can't remember, maybe it was on Twitter or something, but I was very curious why, like, some of the games that are in this collection are missing, like Ultimate Mortal Kombat for Genesis and Mortal Kombat 4 for Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, I think. There's a Mortal Kombat 4 on Game Boy Color, but they have the Deadly Alliance game. They don't have 4, even though Deadly Alliance isn't really part of this collection. And I thought that was really strange, but apparently they couldn't get proper permission to put that port of Mortal Kombat 4 in this collection. Like, there was some sort of issue with somebody who owned some piece of it. So it's not just as simple as saying, like, well, it's a Mortal Kombat game. Therefore, if Warner Brothers says it's okay, then it's okay. Apparently,
no, it is that simple, Chris.
Should be that simple, but nothing ever is.
Well, but the nice thing about Digital Eclipse as well is that they, as you can see with the Atari collection, will continue to work to add other shit to it.
Yeah, they will keep adding stuff and they will keep trying. And I know this was a huge passion project for Stephen Frost. He said that on our show a couple of years ago. Like, Mortal Kombat is his dream collection, and I'm really glad they got a chance to do it. I mean, honestly, for me, I've never been good enough at these games where I think the minimal input lag that is in there is going to be noticeable to me.
Right.
Like, obviously, it exists in the NES, in the Game Boy and Super Nintendo games, because those just had that input lag. So, like, that's just kind of the way that cookie crumbles, no matter how you shake it. As far as the other games go, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm very fascinated to play it. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I can't wait to try the PlayStation version of Mortal Kombat Trilogy without loading times. I cannot wait to watch all the documentary materials, and I just can't wait to play these the arcade perfect versions of these games on my couch with a controller in my hand. I'm very excited to give that a whirl, because I love Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
but anyway, that was a side trip down Mortal Kombat lane. What's next?
Who is this? Oh God, what website? Retro RGB, who does not have a fucking header at the top of their website. They usually do.
I noticed that earlier today. There was a different thing up top. That's kind of odd.
That's weird. Retro RGB reports that Destruction Derby 2 Saturn prototype has been released. A promised game that never materialized is finally playable in some form after fans released a prototype of Destruction Derby 2's Saturn version last Sunday night, which is pretty cool. Destruction Derby was kind of a big deal for the Saturn. Destruction Derby 2 was said to be coming out for the Saturn, and then didn't. It was canceled in 1997. Where I just lost it. The Hidden Place, a website dedicated to preserving video game media, has been thanked. There's YouTube videos. First one was seen in 2011 that has some footage of the prototype build for Destruction Derby 2. And then it appears that eventually, I should have read this before I started talking about it. It appears they just got in
Hidden Palace, not Hidden Place.
Hidden Palace? Oh, I'm drunk. Hidden Palace. Anyway. I mean, it is definitely not complete. But if you are super into Destruction Derby, this is a thing you can now go check out. And that's pretty cool.
Hard agree.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool. You know what else is pretty cool? IGN reports Nintendo and the Pokemon Company's monster capture patent rejected may signal problems for their Pal World lawsuit.
Good.
Look, guys.
It should be. It should have been.
I believe when
in
we
my
reported
opinion.
on this back in the day, that I think that the story, all the stories were like, this is never going to hold up in court. And surprise, it didn't hold up in court.
It did not.
I love me some Nintendo. That's not a secret. But this seems like a lot of overreach right here for...
Yeah.
Pal World's not a threat.
It's not.
Ridiculous. It is
literally
so
nothing is
obviously
a threat
like...
to Pokemon.
Yeah, at its core, it is so obviously very inspired by Pokemon, and some of them get just right up against the line of being copyright infringing as far as the character designs go. But do we really need to do all this?
Still. Yeah.
Do we really need to do all this? Trying to copyright game mechanics that you can't possibly... To take a step back there, fellas. Come on.
Yeah, just don't. Just don't.
Just let this one go. Let Pal World be Pal World. The fervor is long since gone, you know?
Yes, speaking of which, we at the Stone Age Gamer have recently filed a patent claim for controlling video game characters in a digital space using buttons. So we'll see how that goes for us.
It's gonna go
like
great.
It was that absurd of a lawsuit. Like, fucking stop. IGN reports, Kris, speaking of stopping, it looks like Amazon's The Lord of the Rings MMO, which is apparently a thing that they were doing, is now dead. And it is dead because Amazon, one of the richest companies in the world, has laid off at least 14,000 people this week.
Good God.
And among those people laid off And apparently the story is that another 14 to 15,000 will be laid off somewhere around January. Because, Bezos doesn't make enough money. Which, Jeff and I roll in the same circles. It's understandable. The rest of you wouldn't get it. But it's not quite enough. Anyway.
You don't milk your own cows.
No, I don't. When I demand the cow put the milk in the fucking bucket, it does. That's where I'm at. Okay? It fucking knows better. Anyway, so among the 14,000 people that have been laid off, a large chunk of them have been Amazon's video game department. Which, I mean, look, it is terrible for people to lose their jobs. 100,000%. Absolutely terrible. This was a terrible idea for Amazon to get involved in the very first place. Same thing with Netflix. Like, it's just not... That's not what you guys do. And it's okay that you don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I necessarily blame anyone for wanting to try to get into the video game space, but also, maybe it's not just, well, we've got infinite money, so let's just say we're doing this now, and then we're doing this.
And we're doing it.
Let's put a little more thought into it. That's all I say.
Yeah. It's just 14,000 fucking people. Anyway.
That's a lot
tangent.
of people.
That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. And it's bad. Tiff and I were watching a movie last night, which I'll talk about later because it's one of the biggest dog shit movies I've ever seen. But we were watching it on HBO Max. So that means it has commercials. And every other commercial was an Amazon commercial being like, we're a fucking great company. Most of our employees make on average $23 an hour. Your benefits start on day one. It's if you're a good company, you don't actually have to advertise that. Notice how it's just Amazon and Walmart that do. Take that for what it's worth. Anyway.
Time Extension reports, quote, there's basically nothing. Final Fantasy VII Remake's director reveals almost no documentation exists for the original. There's practically nothing to work on. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, I mean, what's the quote here is, game development back then was a lot more Wild West. A lot of material was just not kept. Data management wasn't done to modern standards. So yeah, there's basically nothing. There's some character design sketches I think we've still got, and obviously anything which was published separately. So the Ultimania guides have a few of the original documents in there. But in terms of stuff like, for example, partway through development written documents, design documents, etc., yeah, there's practically nothing to work on. Which is terrible.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
It's not unheard of. But you'd think seven entries in, somebody at Square would have...
be like, maybe we should keep some of this shit.
Maybe they would have noticed that this series, maybe it's got legs. Maybe it's going to be... I could understand throwing it aside after the first 5 and several spin-offs. But, by 7, when you're still not really keeping track of your shit? Come on, Square. What you doing?
Yeah, it's a little weird. Because, we lament the loss of, old Doctor Who and old television serials and shit. And you're like, oh, well, that was clearly something that people were only doing in, the 70s. Nope. In the 90s, too, they were like, fuck it. Who cares? Delete.
I didn't realize this next one was Switch-specific.
That's all right. I pulled it up on Jamatsu reports.
Good.
That Limited Run Games has announced over 25 new titles that will receive physical releases as part of its LRG 2025 showcase. When will any of these games actually get delivered to customers is anybody's fucking guess. That was my edit. That's not actually in the article. So I'm just going to go ahead. None of these are... Well, no. Never mind. I take it back. I will call out the very few that are coming to Xbox. And before anybody jumps down our throats, in the comments section below, or wherever the fuck you people do that shit, Limited Run Games has said many times that they would love to publish all of their stuff on Xbox, and nobody buys it. And Xbox also does not push their customer base towards physical, like, ever. And that's okay.
And also, Xbox is not our favorite company right now.
No, they definitely are not. But here in alphabetical order are the games that are being released. We've got the Arrow the Acrobat Collection, the Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit, Bad Cheese, Broken Reality, Capcom Arcade Stadium, which is coming to Xbox One, Cho Aniki Collection, Double Shake, the Ernest Evans Collection, Fear Effect 2 Retro Helix, Fuga Melodies of Steel 1, 2, 3, also coming to the Xbox, Iron Meat coming to the Xbox, Jay and Silent Bob Chronic Blunt Punch. Man, I want those games to be better than they are. Little Goody Two Shoes, Little Samson, like we talked about, Neon Inferno, Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny hitting Xbox, Pinball Effects, Williams Pinball Anthology Volume something, Prison City, Prize Fighter Heavyweight Edition, Renane, I'm guessing is what that is. One that I just did not expect at all, but I'm super happy about, Sigma Star Saga DX. This, because of course this one's coming to Xbox. I don't know why that's funny to me. Slam City with Scottie Pippen, the Respect Edition. That's right. God. Full motion video, baby.
Keep digging up those FMV games. People keep buying them. I mean, so I don't blame them for keep on doing it, but like...
No, if people are going to buy them. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown is coming to Xbox. Toxic Crusaders is coming to Xbox. Trials of the Blood Dragon is coming to Xbox. Turbo Overkill, Valiant Hearts coming home, coming to Xbox, and Xenotilt, or Xenotilt, depending on how you say it. There is a lot of really cool shit here. There are a couple, as much as I do not like this company, I'm definitely going to pre-order Little Samson. Definitely going to do that. I love that game. I think it's fucking great. I'm definitely going to pre-order Sigma Star Saga. That game is one of, it's an awesome game. And nobody's played it, because it was fucking Game Boy Advance. Right? Not that that wasn't a popular system, but it was not a popular game on that system. I love the fact that this is coming out. Toxic Crusaders is cool. This was a good showcase.
Yeah. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I read the news, and the thing that's been sticking in my craw, besides the James Pond thing, which is just neat,
right?
The Arrow the Acrobat Collection is bothering me, and I want to know more about it.
Okay.
Because we did, what was it, last year, I think it was last August, July or August or something, they started crapping out the Arrow the Acrobat games on the modern digital shops one at a time for like $6
and
each.
Kamikaze
and
Squirrel.
Yeah, it was the 3 Arrow games and 0 the Kamikaze Squirrel. So like, why are we doing them piecemeal instead of a collection?
Right.
So now we've got a collection coming. I'm trying to find something about specifically the Arrow the Acrobat Collection now. Alright, I'm going to go into that story again. I want to see if I can learn anything more about it, like who's doing it and why. Arrow the Acrobat Collection. Huh.
As an aside, while you were looking that up, right now on the limited run site, the Switch edition is sold out, but there is a really cool PS5 updated cover for the Castlevania Dominus collection. It is like an old school Konami style, like with the silver around it. That is currently up for pre-order on the limited run site. So if you missed out on the original Castlevania Dominus collection release, you have an opportunity to grab it again with a cool cover. I
really can't find any information on this Arrow the Acrobat collection. Went to Limited Run site. There's nothing up on Limited Run site about it yet.
No, not yet.
And I was looking at this the news story about the LRG3 stuff, and I click on Arrow the Acrobat Collection, and it just links to links to the previous story. Even more Arrow the Acrobat games coming to Twitch this year. This is August 2024, so that's the old one. Like, I'm very curious. Like, is somebody else publishing this? This like is reeking of that Strictly Limited problem that I had from a couple of years ago. Oh well, I guess we'll find out more about it later.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm in love with that. Arrow the Acrobat Collection. Tell me more about this one. Okay, it just says coming soon. I have no information. Let's see. Yeah, it's the same at Atalaika Games or whatever. Yeah. Sunsoft. So it's the same people who did the individual releases. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Stop it.
I know.
It's Arrow the Acrobat, for crying out loud. Oh, speaking of weird decisions, Go Nintendo reports, Nintendo says the US release of the Zelda Breath of the Wild vinyl soundtrack is a gauge for physical soundtrack demand. I hate it when companies do shit like this.
I know.
Like, yeah, we're going to take a chance on something. We're just going to gauge interest in this kind of a thing. Do people want vinyl soundtracks? And we're going to gauge interest in an 8 LP set for hundreds of dollars.
It's like $200 or something like that?
I don't know. Let me check Laced Records. All right, it's $180 goddamn dollars.
Yeah, and it's going to sell out. Like, you don't have anything to worry about. It's a dumb... I see what you're saying, but, like, this is going to sell out.
Yeah, but there's also... I did not realize this. I take it all back. There is a limited edition deluxe double vinyl for only $40.
Yeah, like, that is also going to sell out.
Yeah, that's easily. If I wasn't broke right now, I would probably buy this for $40. I don't know what's on it. What's on this that's not like... So this one's 8 LPs. I mean, they look gorgeous. I'm loving all the artwork, but like, just really 8 records worth of music in Breath of the Wild? Like, wasn't most of that game's soundtrack just like a cat walking on a piano?
Yeah, it was like ambient sounds and stuff, right? Like... Yeah.
It's just like a bunch of that. Like, sure, that's great, but God, this artwork is beautiful. These sleeves and everything look wonderful. But yeah, that's a whole ass. Good. That's a whole ass thing right there. I take it back. If you are only going to base your whether or not people should are interested in buying, like, what do you mean? Figure out if people are interested in buying your soundtracks on vinyl. Like, is that really a question?
Are you not aware of the fucking bootleg market, Nintendo?
Yeah, like, just use your eyes. People want this stuff. People definitely want your soundtracks. I mean, they just did this with Super Mario World. And that Super Mario World one sold out super fast. So yeah, no, people want your music. So print it. All right, let's keep going. Tired.
Okay. Nintendo Life reports Microsoft on its gaming business going forward. We want to be everywhere. So Phil Spencer opened his mouth and a bunch of shit came out of it a couple weeks ago. And the chairman and CEO, Satya Nadella, has also chimed in, speaking to TBPN recently about this shifting business model. He said, now we are the largest publisher after the Activision acquisition. Therefore, we want to be a fantastic publisher. Similar approach to what we did with Office. We want to be everywhere in every platform. So we want to make sure whether it's consoles, PC, mobile, cloud gaming, or the TV, we just want to make sure the games are being enjoyed by gamers everywhere. Gaming's competition is not other gaming platforms. Gaming's competition is short-form video. And so if we hard disagree. if we as an industry don't continue to innovate both how we produce, what we produce, how we think about distribution, the economic model, the best way to innovate is to have good margins, because that's the way you can fund. Yeah. Look, we've been saying it for years that it feels like Microsoft is very much on the way to being a third-party publisher. And that's fine. I hate that they've bought all these studios. I hate what they have conditioned people to expect with Games Pass. I have a lot of issues with the way Microsoft has done things. That being said, they are still also going ahead with their next generation console. Okay. Make it make sense, Kris.
No. I'm done trying.
Yeah.
I
mean, you want to talk about living long enough to see yourself become the villain. Boy, is Bill Gates fallen from grace. Tell you what, man.
I really liked the Xbox 360.
Yeah, it was a really good system.
I liked that system a lot. I liked the ecosystem that they had carved out. I liked the personality that they had carved out for themselves. I liked Xbox had formed this identity in the video game space.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And then came E3 when they announced all the Xbone shit, and everybody went, I don't know. Yeah.
Anyways,
moving on.
What was I talking about?
The next story.
GameSpot reports Vampire Survivors deals in a free Balatro crossover. Vampire Survivors continues to be the gift that keeps on giving, and now there's Balatro content in it, and it's just looks ridiculous. It's free. It's free. Go get them.
Yeah.
Have at it. I haven't even finished the last update yet. I'll get to it. I've kind of fallen out of... I fall in and out of Vampire Survivors modes, you know? Like, I'll play it obsessively for like a month, and then I'll need some time off. I'm not quite back there with Vampire Survivors yet, but I'll get there, and I'll get through all of it. I'll get back to my 100% completion.
Have you played it on the Switch too?
Vampire Survivors?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Does it play better?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, like, it still eventually slows down, but so does it on every other platform I have. Like,
right.
It definitely takes a lot longer to become a slideshow than it did on the Switch. Like, it handles itself decently better. Good stuff.
Nice. Because it's not a Switch 2 version, right?
Right,
like,
it's not a Switch 2 edition.
Okay.
It's just the original game, but it runs as well as the Switch 2 can allow it to, so yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Nintendo Life reports 3D fighting series Battle Arena Toshinden is getting revived for modern platforms, including ports of the first 3 games. I know that people were madly in love with these games back in the day. They never clicked for me. Even as like a hardcore PlayStation kid. Like, these just, for whatever reason, I don't know, they just never clicked for me. But I know that people love them. And I think this is a cool series to be brought back, because it definitely has its own identity. It's got some interesting character designs. Like, more fighting games, I think, is always a good thing.
I'm watching some gameplay of the original Battle Arena Toshinden right now, and man. Yeah, I couldn't get into this one myself. It never really looked like it moved right to me. I don't know. But
it moves weird.
It's so 90s anime. It is. It still just fills my heart with nostalgic joy. Like, I don't want to play this. It just looks like a nightmare for me, but yeah.
Big swords, motherfuckers nipping up everywhere for no reason.
I appreciate the hell that it exists.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that I appreciate that exist, Time Extension reports this Dig Dug and Bomberman-inspired indie about a bomb-pooping rabbit is making the hop to NES. We've talked about Murtop on this show before. I like Murtop, and I think it's awesome it's getting ported to NES. That's so great.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that there continues to be new NES games in the year of our Lord 2025.
Love it. That's all. Not a whole lot to go into on that one. Just
this story. Holy shit, this story. Time Extension reports, no one ever told me such a conversation had taken place. Hideo Kojima wasn't aware that the Wachowskis had offered him the ability, the opportunity to make a game based on The Matrix. Nobody told
tragic. That's tragic, because if there was ever somebody insane enough to make a good Matrix game, it's Kojima.
Yeah, like, oh, yeah. Let me just read really quick what he said. I was surprised to see on social media that the Wachowski sisters had offered me a Matrix game project back in 1999. In all of these 26 years, no one ever told me such a conversation had taken place. At the times, we were mutual fans, exchanged emails. The Matrix hadn't been released in Japan yet, but I had already seen it in theaters in the U.S. at a preview screening. When the Wachowskis came to Japan for promotion, I believe I met them 3 times. Blah, 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 blah. At the time, I was already extremely busy with Metal Gear Solid 2. Probably couldn't have accepted the offer right away, but if someone had told me, maybe there could have been a way to make it work. Yeah, what the fuck, man? Like, I love The Matrix. I love that first movie. When I went to see that movie in the theaters, I had never seen a trailer for it. I didn't know what it was. My girlfriend at the time was like, "Oh, this looked pretty cool. We should go see it." I was like, "All right, fuck, whatever." So I went to the Regal Cinemas in Turnersville, New Jersey, and I went to see The Matrix, and I was fucking blown away. I thought it was so cool. And all of the games that have come out based on The Matrix have been various levels of dog shit. And you're right. If there was somebody who could have made this work, it's fucking Hideo Kojima, man. That was the dude.
That would have been at least just the right level of insanity. I don't know that I would have liked the game, but I would have loved to know that it existed. It just smells like such a match made in heaven to me.
It really does. It really does.
Square reports. This I had seen a bunch of rumors about this earlier in the week. I didn't know it was finally confirmed. But Crash Bandicoot's set to spin into new Netflix animated adaptation.
Yeah.
Cool.
It seems like it's a little bit late. But definitely a fucking character that should have had an animated series at this point.
Yeah, now it does.
Yeah. Cool. Our friends, new friends here in Week Old News, our friends over at The Verge report that the Brick Boy upgrade kit costs more than twice as much as the Lego Game Boy.
Outstanding.
The kit just launched on Kickstarter, starts around $115 with limited time launch discounts. This is exactly what it sounds like it is. This will turn your Lego Game Boy into a functioning system.
It's just, I love it. I want to do it.
It's great. But it's twice the amount. I don't know, maybe Ryan will buy that for you too.
That'll be fun.
Fuck it, you make a video out of it. I'm going to go ahead and take the next one because I want you, because we already mentioned it, and I want you to read the last one. But Push Square highlighted that Slam City with Scottie Pippen, a first-person FMV basketball game starring not Michael Jordan, no, but Scottie Pippen, he of absolutely no fucking charisma, is coming to PS5, PS4. It was in the limited run thing. This game is stupid. This is Night Trap levels of shit. And, boy, they keep doing it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I have this game.
Yeah.
It's not good. I mean, I'm so not the intended audience, but yeah, it's.
I mean, I know how much you love basketball.
Do.
I love so this is street basketball, and just listen. Across the campaign, you'll take on 5 opponents, all presented in grainy full-motion video, including Fingers, Juice, Mad Dog, Smash, and of course, Scottie Pippen. Just stop it. What is wrong with you people? Oh, fucking Screaming Villains is putting it out. Anyway, all right, last story is for you, because I thought you might like this one, and you don't read Rock, Paper, Shotgun.
Yeah, I did not know about this. This is news to me. Rock, Paper, Shotgun reports VVVVVV and Super Hexagon's Terry Kavanagh is back with a joyfully correct platformer about eggs. Once upon a time, the great graven cave troll Terry Kavanagh rose from his slumbers, scratched the opals from his beard of woven copper, and said to himself, "Today I will make a 3D egg platform game in which a 3D egg goes platforming, like my hit game VVVVVV, but 3D and with eggs." And because there was no one around to say, "What the fuck, Terry?" or "Perhaps you're just hungry," or "Mr. Kavanagh," the egg's paucity of external appendages and senses wholly disallow it as a means of self-directed locomotion. That is exactly what he did.
Has there ever been a better paragraph written than the first paragraph of this article?
I feel like I didn't know Super Hexagon existed. I adore VVVVVV. So
I know that you do.
I need to explore what's happening here. I need to know more about Super Hexagon, and then this silly egg game, which is called Egg. It's called Egg. So we are all the richer for it because Egg, subtitle, Why Not Be an Egg, is excellent.
Yep. And the best part is that it is playable right now. You can go to itch.io and you can play this. Yep.
Oh my god. Super Hexagon, huh?
Yeah.
This is iOS, Windows, Mac, Android, BlackBerry. Okay, so it's not on a video game system. I'd have to play it on my phone. Well, I'll give that a try, and with that, we're going to take ourselves another break. When we come back, we're going to, I don't know, talk about something at the checkpoint, other than, just screaming into the void.
Yeah.
You're listening to the
Although we might do that too.
From geekade.com. Stick around.
Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Andy. Neither of us are David Crane, but we are the hosts of David Crane's Amazing Movie Time.
That's our monthly Geekade Patreon exclusive podcast that covers movies that are cult classics, weird, or just sometimes laughably bad.
We ourselves have at least 2 of those qualities, so I guess it makes sense to hear what we think of those movies in retrospect.
You can hear all that and more by becoming a Geekade Patreon supporter.
And, as always, be kind, rewind.
When you hear the words cross-stitch, you probably think of a grandma lovingly making a Christmas stocking, a picture of a lighthouse, or maybe a Bible verse with flowers. But that's not what we do at Shoot the Moon Stitches. We take the old-fashioned art of cross-stitch and pair it with contemporary themes and imagery to create striking works of art that make the perfect gift for anyone who grew up with the internet and has a wicked sense of humor and an appreciation for pop culture. From cult favorite TV shows and movies, to retro video games, to TikTok trends. If it's made you smile, chances are we've stitched it. You can shop our selection of art and gifts by going to Etsy.com and searching Shoot the Moon Stitches. For all your fun, feminist, fandom fiber art needs, visit Shoot the Moon Stitches.
We are Safe at Home, the leading dog rescue in the heart of New Jersey. Are you searching for a loyal companion, a dog that will bring love and joy to your home? Look no further than Safe at Home. At Safe at Home, we believe in giving every dog a second chance. We rescue, rehabilitate, and find loving forever homes for dogs in need, right here in the Garden State. Our dogs are ready to make a lasting impact on your life. Each one has a unique story, a wagging tail, and an incredible capacity for love. When you adopt from Safe at Home, you're not just gaining a pet, you're becoming a part of our family. Our dedicated team ensures a seamless adoption process, providing ongoing support and guidance. With New Jersey's beautiful parks, beaches, and trails, you and your new furry friend will have endless opportunities for adventures and cherished memories. Safe at Home relies on the support of compassionate individuals like you. Your donations and volunteer work enable us to continue saving lives and finding forever homes for these amazing dogs. Join us in creating a safer, happier community for dogs in New Jersey. Together we can make a difference and give every dog the chance to feel safe at home. Visit our website or call us now to learn about how you can be a part of the Safe at Home mission. Safe at Home, because every dog deserves to be loved and protected. www.safeathomerescue.org.
Do you miss the days when you'd get a fresh issue of Nintendo Power in the mail every month? It was stacked with reviews, previews, and all manner of cool new stuff about the world of Nintendo, and it even came with a free poster. Well, you don't have to miss those days anymore because Nintendo Force is here. Functioning as a spiritual successor to Nintendo's classic magazine, Nintendo Force is staffed with top-notch writing talent, and me for some reason, to deliver fresh new reviews, previews, and more right to your door every other month. And yes, posters are still included, except ours are double-sided. So if you want the thrill of learning all about the world of Nintendo in physical format, head on over to NintendoForceMagazine.com and learn all about it. Nintendo Force Magazine, the force of Nintendo fans. Hi everyone, Kris here. Podcast listening is free, but podcast creation is not. That's why the Geekade Patreon exists. In an effort to help us pay the bills, we've got a Patreon page set up where you can gain access to our monthly podcast topic schedule, get early access to many of our shows, and more. If you'd like to help support Geekade and keep these shows running week after week, head over to the Geekade Patreon page, linked in the show notes of this very podcast. Alright everybody, we are back. Dan and I are well rested, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and
I'm
ready
good
to tackle the checkpoint.
Checkpoint!
This is where we talk about what's been going on in our lives. We already talked about Halloween. So I didn't really get a chance to do any gaming this week. I've just been working on trying to make some shit work with work and not sleeping, and therefore not being able to focus on my work as much as I needed to, because we got all our big November sales happening. By the time this episode goes live, it will have been Turquoise Friday, and I'm kind of in charge of a lot of this sale stuff, so it's just been kind of gathering all the information and putting together newsletters and setting the coupon codes and picking the items and what the discounts are going to be and stuff. And it's been a lot of extra work. I'm taking a few weeks off of making videos so that I can make sure I stay on top of this stuff for the Nintendo sales, because that needs to be my priority. But it's just been an exhausting week. I worked Quizzo. A friend of mine has been going through a rough time. My friend Lisa that I go for walks at the gym with, she's been having a rough time, and so I've been, chatting with her at the gym, and I'm always worried about her, and you hate to see bad stuff happen to people you like. And Ellie had, so I can't remember last week we talked on Friday about how the next morning was going to be the cheer competition, and I brought my cowbell and I made a whole fuckload of noise, and they won first place. I was so proud of them. They did great. And then after they won first place, they got invited to another cheer competition. So the coaches reached out to us and were like, hey, we just got invited to this other cheer competition. It's on Saturday, right? So, because we were going to do Saturday last week and then Sunday this week. And that was going to be the 2 cheer competitions. They're like, well, now we got this one on Saturday we've been invited to. And if enough girls want to go, then we'll do it. So who wants to do it? It's going to be a bit of a thing. It's in Wildwood at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oof.
It's like almost an hour away. So that would like, and also there was a football game this afternoon the girls were supposed to cheer at. So like, look, if you don't want to do the football game, we'll give you an out. We're going to call the football game optional, but this seems like a really cool opportunity for us. So I asked Ellie, and she was like, yeah, man, let's do it. So we jumped in, and then a bunch of other people jumped in as well. And they're like, all right, cool. We're going to do this competition. We signed up. Don't stress about it too much. It's really just more like an exhibition. It's like, wait a second. You just said this was super fucking important a minute ago, and now it's a little bit less important. But I understand it more now that we've been there, right? So we get up, ass crack of dawn. Now, I haven't slept in days. I can't not wake up around 4 o'clock in the morning. Between 3 and 4, I'm waking up every night, and like only at best getting back to sleep by the time I have to get up and go to the gym. It's something is broken inside of my brain, and I don't know what to do about it, but I'm so goddamn tired.
CBD gummies is what you need to do about it. Just go to the store. It's not actual
gummies?
weed. Yeah.
Do you think that's going to solve my fucking problem? Okay.
It might.
All right. Sure. Because that's what I want. I want to have to rely on external substances to get sleep at night for the rest of my life.
Oh, well, yeah. That's where it all falls down.
So anyway, I'm fucking tired. But we did it. We got up this morning. I dragged everybody out of bed. We got in the car. We made it out to Wildwood on time. And it was sponsored by this All-Star One cheer thing that's... They also will do the other stuff with the cheer competitions. They're like they're a gym, so they're not like they don't cheer for a team or anything like that. They're just this come to our gym and we'll teach your kids to do really cool things kind of a thing. So like it all is in service of like, hey, give us a bunch of money and we'll teach your kids cool shit. It's perfectly cool, but it's like so outside of our price range and it's very time consuming.
Sure.
But anyway, they sponsored this event. And this was actually kind of like for the older teams, like the team that won out of the, I think the high school teams and the varsity teams, this was their like ticket to go to nationals. So that's kind of, I think, what the overall point of this was. But we competed, we won again, but we only had one other team that we were going against.
Doesn't matter.
So like it was either first place or second place, but still, you know,
first is better than second.
First is better than second, and they're really freaking good. And I was sitting next to another dad, and our team finished, and I was like really impressed. Like they're really good at this. And then because they're in Pee Wee, and the next level up is junior varsity, and the first junior varsity team came on, and the two of us are like, we're looking at each other like, Am I
kids
crazy
can do
or
this.
are we better than this? Because like we're the next level down. I feel like we did better than this, and I'm like, I feel like I got to be missing something, right? Because I don't understand how they judge these things, but they weren't doing anything that we weren't doing. And I asked around a little bit, and they're like, no, your team's actually pretty special this year, so that's pretty cool. I'm very, very proud of them. It's a really fun routine to watch. They put so much work into it.
That's awesome.
And I'm super proud of them. So we did that, and then here's where things get a little more difficult for the rest of the day. So the plan was we weren't doing the football game. I didn't want her that exhausted before doing another competition in the morning. It's like, we're going to do this competition, but I think as many of us as possible should rest and then go to the competition. The problem is that on Thursday night, they had practice, and the coach's daughter, who was doing some sort of stunt, she fell and broke her wrist.
Not what you want.
Not what you want. Now, they reworked that night. They reworked the routine to do it without her. But this kid, like I said, her mom was the coach. And this morning we found out that they were in Philly getting surgery on her wrist until like 2 a.m.
Holy shit.
And then she came and she ran the show at this, because she's the head coach. And her kid was there too, and her cast, and I felt so bad because like she's there supporting them and watching them, but she has to sit on the sidelines in her cast. I'm like, that's really tragic because she worked so hard in this routine. And then she sent out this message like, all right, message me privately to let me know if you're not coming to the game this afternoon. Because I feel like a lot of people were like, well, fuck it, I'm not going to the game. What the hell are we going to the game for? But
right.
When she sent out that message, I kind of internally changed my tune. Like, this woman has been through a hell of a 24 hours. And earlier this year, her other kid needed brain surgery.
Oh, shit.
So, like, she's having a fucking year. And, like, she's put a lot of work in for these kids. And I was like, you know what, Ellie? I think you need to go to this game for your coach. Like, I know you don't want to go. You really just want to sit at home and veg out in front of the TV and rest for tomorrow. And I get it. But, like...
But you made a commitment to these girls.
This is part of being the team. And if it wasn't for making your coach happy at this point, I would say, yeah, back off, because I think that kind of rest is what's best for the team. But I think doing this for your coach is what's important. And she did not want to do it, but she did it. And I was very proud of her for doing it. She bitched about it.
Sure.
But when she was there, she had a good time and she put in the work. She did the thing. And then she came home and bitched about it some more. But
that's fine. You're allowed to bitch, but
exactly,
you still
because
did
you did it. Exactly. You're allowed. You've earned the right to bitch about it because you did the thing. And good for you. I'm very proud of her. But I hope she's asleep right now. After the show, I'm going to go right upstairs and get to sleep myself. Tomorrow's performance or competition is not far away. Thank goodness. It's just over in EHT, so it's like a 20-minute ride.
Yeah, it's not too
We're going to
bad.
go there, and then that's it. Cheer competitions are done, and I can try and de-Halloweenify the house and get a couple of chores done. We've still got laundry to do. But yeah, it's been a week, man. Trying to get this Halloween costume together and trying to keep up on various chores around the house and just all kind. I'm still in the midst of my mental collapse, so that's fine. I've got therapy on Wednesday. I'm moving forward in that department. I think it's coming together. I don't know. I told my therapist to go. I was doing it once a month because that's really all we could afford, especially in the midst of the government shutdown. Karen's contract magically got expanded for like another couple of weeks, but we're pretty sure like after that's done, then that's going to be the end of it. And again, who knows how long this is actually going to last? And we've got absolutely no one to fall back on because my dad's an essential worker, so he's been working this entire time with no pay, and like my mom's calling all the bill collectors and being like, look, we're going to get back pay theoretically, but right now our one source of income that's not Social Security is my husband working for free for the government. So we're going to need some extensions.
Which is
like,
just insane.
It's completely absurd.
Like, you're an essential worker. So when we decide to stop fucking jerking each other off and actually get back to our jobs,
which we're still getting paid for,
pay you. Because they're getting paid.
They're getting paid. But my mom doesn't, like, my mom and my sister, because my sister is also an essential worker and is not getting paid this whole time, they're having to contact the mortgage company and be like, I'm sorry, I can't afford to pay for my house because I have to work for free right now.
Yeah.
And,
I have no money coming in,
our situation.
but I also have to still go to work.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. Come on, man. Like,
this is even an option is so fundamentally broken. And it's just so frustrating to see. Like, again, I'm pissed at our own situation, right? Because Karen she's not an essential worker, and she's also a contractor. So when she gets furloughed, it's like, that's it. There's no pay, and there's no back pay. You still have a job as long as the job continues to exist, but you will not be paid for this time at all. Like, that's just, you're just done. You can go apply for unemployment, hope for the best. You and the hundreds of thousands of other people that are falling into the same trap. But that's the situation. And as shitty as that is, it's even worse for my mom and my sister. And I just hate that. But that's been a huge looming noose around our necks, trying to figure out what we're going to do when things go further south. And it's real freaking frustrating. And it's really hard to stay awake. Except for when I don't want to be awake, except for when I'm supposed to be sleeping. But I'm still getting up, and I'm still going to the gym. I'm still putting in the work. I'm still, I was saying, I can only afford to do therapy once a month. But after my last appointment, it was like I spent the whole time just catching up on the last month. I felt like I didn't really get anything done. So I was like, let's aim for 2 weeks, right? We're financially fucked anyway. What's another $50? Let's just go for it until I can't. At least I might be sane at that point, or at least sane of Jace. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, the good news is, like, look, there's games coming out that I really want. Like, I really want this Mortal Kombat collection so bad. Metroid Prime 4 is not that far out. Like, I really want these games. But we'll just have. I have plenty of old games that I haven't tried, and who knows what the next issue of Nintendo Force is going to bring. I'll have games to play, but I haven't had the time to play, and even when I have, it's only been for like maybe 2-3 minutes at a time to just pick up Dadish on my phone or something, just to kind of slightly vegetate, because I need to be able to turn my brain off, because that's what the trap I keep falling into is, like, we finished recording a theater near you, and I edited it that night, so that because we finished recording it then, like, on the 30th, and I wanted that to go up on Halloween, and I finished editing, and I went upstairs to collapse in bed, and before I went upstairs, I just started going over, okay, well, we still need to do this, and we still need to do the cheer competition, we still need to figure out the grocery list so that we can go grocery shopping, and then we've got to figure out when we're going to do laundry, and I got to take stuff to my mom's to do laundry there, because that's cheaper than doing laundry at the laundromat, and I got to split it up, and I got to figure out how I'm going to get there and back, and when I'm going to get more firewood from my mom so we can have some sort of fire in the fireplace, because that would be great. And I'm just going through all of the list of chores that have to get done, and I can't stop. It will not stop swirling. It won't stop going through my head. Like, you are behind. There's a billion things that need to get done, and you're not doing all of them because you're too tired. And after being up for X amount of hours, when I was just like so over the line exhausted, I finally got to bed, and I remember laying in bed thinking, okay, just go to sleep. And then my brain going, yeah, but how horrible would it be if you didn't get any sleep tonight? What if you didn't sleep
and that's
all?
it. Yeah.
And that's it. And I was like,
then you're done.
Just stop. And then all night
shut
long,
up,
I'd
brain.
fall asleep, and then I'd wake right back up. Be like, every half hour, like on the half hour, like, nope. Are you asleep? Because, there's a lot of shit you got to be doing right now. And it would really suck if you didn't get any sleep tonight. Because if you don't sleep tonight,
you can't do any of the shit.
Day tomorrow. Yeah, the shit tomorrow's going to be hard. And then tomorrow was hard. But I did it.
And then, spoilers.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. I
my friend asked, so I said how much sleep I got. She's like, are you going to be okay? I was like, fuck no.
No. I'm not okay. Be okay. I'm not okay.
No.
Currently.
You know this. This isn't working.
wrong with you? And you do this shit without coffee somehow, which is insane to me. Maybe you should. So here's an idea. You are a fan of the hot chalky, right? You're a hot chocolate kind of guy.
If I filled it with cocaine.
Yeah, if you just filled it with cocaine. No, so they sell, and it's I don't know like how many cups of this drink you get versus the bag of coffee, because like I buy a bag of coffee beans and it's like $17 for the bag of coffee beans, but that lasts me weeks. Where if I was going to the store every day, like if I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts or Wawa or 7-Eleven or fucking wherever to get coffee, it's $3-4 a pop. So, you know, like it really is much, much cheaper in the long run. And I drink probably 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day. You know, I'll have some on the way to work and then some while I'm at work and whatever. But you're not a coffee guy, but they do sell ground cacao. So like what was originally drank back in the day in a lot of South American countries was in addition to coffee was ground cacao, and it doesn't contain caffeine the way the coffee does. I think it's got like I was just reading about it today because I'm just kind of interested in it as I continue to move down a path of like counting calories and looking at these different things. This ground cacao has about 10 milligrams of caffeine for a regular cup, which is like the equivalent of a cup of decaf, right? So, which is to say, none, basically. But it does have, what the fuck is it called? Theobromine? It's something like that, which is also a stimulant, but it's a different type of stimulant from caffeine, whereas caffeine kind of ramps you up and then has like a noticeable crash period afterwards of like, fuck, I need another cup of coffee. This stuff apparently has a milder but longer lasting, more sustained kind of energy thing. And if you're a hot chocolate fan, this might be a thing that you would enjoy, you know, a hot beverage, and I'm sure you could drink it iced as well, but like a little beverage that's kind of like a sustainable pick-me-up throughout the day might be a thing for you to look into.
Here's the problem.
Okay.
This is the issue that I see. My problem isn't staying awake. My problem is being able to be awake while I'm awake. Like, my brain won't let me go to sleep. So, like, right. I'm tired, but staying awake isn't the problem. It's being functionally awake. So, like, when I have caffeine, I don't like the way I feel on caffeine. I've had it a couple of times, and like I just don't like the way I feel. It's like I feel like well, I'm awake. I'm not functional. But I'm awake.
What an interesting way to put that. I've had caffeine a couple of times. Like, yeah,
like there have been times in my life where it's like, well, you know what?
How different it is for you than it is for most of the fucking functioning world.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm going to be in this car for a while, so it's time to drink a Red Bull, and then I'll be like, nope. I tried 5-hour energy once. That was terrible. And then actually, when I was out at the Stone Age Gamer store the last time, there was a coffee shop nearby, and I told them about my history with coffee, but I was also going to be really tired and I needed a day, and I really liked this place. So, like, help me out. Let's get me a cup of coffee that I'll enjoy. And they did. They made me a cup of coffee that I genuinely enjoyed.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the way I felt afterwards. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's something to look into. I think I need something that's going to keep me asleep, because like I'll do melatonin and like I'll sleep, but then I'll still wake up, but I'll be like, the melatonin is just like, you need to be asleep, and my brain's like, fuck you. How dare you? You are awake now. You've got shit to do, and now you feel dumb. Well, that's what you get for taking melatonin, motherfucker. You're awake. Get to work. Get to work now. Get to work an hour ago. Fuck you. My brain's an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, CBD might be something you want to explore then. I know that I know a lot of people who are not like weed smokers, like they don't want to do like THC gummies or that sort of thing, or smoke it or whatever. But they do use CBD, like either oils or gummies or edibles or whatever. And according to them, it helps with anxiety, it helps with stress, and it helps them sleep. What could it hurt at this point? You know, like, it might be something that, like, hey, this works.
Maybe it will. I can just tell you that every fiber of my being, every natural inclination is telling me I don't want to do that.
I get that.
Maybe my therapist could tell you why, because I sure can't. But there's nothing about that I don't absolutely hate.
I understand that, right? Like the feeling of dependency and those sorts of things, and like not being in control, right? Like I should be able to sleep, right? I should be able to, I am tired, my brain turns off, I should be able to go to sleep, right? Like that, sure, I totally understand that feeling. I don't like taking pain medication, right? Like if I have a headache, it has to be a really bad headache for me to be like, hey, I'm going to take some ibuprofen, you know, like because I totally understand where that's coming from. However, after having gone through what I went through and listening to how you talk about these things, and the fact that you have made that leap to like, there's something not clicking here in my brain, so right. I'm going to talk to a therapist. This is also part of that. There's something not clicking right in your brain. Like, should you be able to get healthy, natural sleep? You absolutely should. But you're not. So, like, and the thing of it is that it's not a forever thing, right? It doesn't have to be, you know, like,
right. Well, that's the part. That's one of the parts of my brain that's not really connecting those dots. Like, how could it not be a forever thing? Like, that's helping the symptom, but it's not helping the cause. It's not making the underlying problem go away. It's just helping me sleep. As long as I do this thing, I'll be able to sleep. But as soon as I stop doing this thing, the underlying problem is still there. And then I also just have the general terror of me I have an addictive personality. It's one of the reasons I'm so thankful that I don't like alcohol, and one of the reasons I steered the fuck clear of every kind of drug is I have an addictive personality. I can't be trusted around that kind of shit. I can't be trusted around food, for fuck's sake. I
do get that. I understand. And I'm not trying to like push you to do drugs, certainly, because that's just not what CBD is. Like, you can buy it at the grocery store for the most part. Like it's a thing you can just do. You know, like it really is no different than, like, if you're saying like I take melatonin, like, yeah, okay, it's the same thing, right? And like, no, you're right. Is this going to fix the underlying problem? No, but is the underlying problem going to get fixed by a lack of sleep? I would argue probably not. It doesn't seem like that's a good way to go about solving that particular bugaboo. So, you know, sometimes you
I
got
can
to do
only
shit.
promise to consider it. I can only promise to consider it, but until it doesn't feel
Sure.
until there's nothing in my brain that's just screaming at me, don't do this. I can't promise that I'll try it, but I will.
Sure.
I will promise to consider it, and I'll look.
Yeah,
into
I
it.
mean, I think it's at the very least it's worth looking into. The other thing with like the brewed cacao and all is that those sorts of like sustainable energy level things like throughout the day also help to then regulate your sleep cycles at night. Caffeine doesn't do that, right? Like, because caffeine spikes you up and then drops you down and all of those things. But like, this stuff is out there for a reason. It's kind of a weird way to put it, but like, I think I've said this exact thing on the show before. I don't know. We've been doing this for so long. I'm sure I'm repeating myself, but like, I went to the store for Tiff before she had her hysterectomy. I do it for my children to go buy pads or tampons, depending on whoever needed them, because they were too embarrassed to go do it. And I was like, but they sell them at ShopRite because like everybody needs them. I don't be embarrassed by it. Like everybody gets it. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. Like this shit is sold because it helps and it helps people, and that's okay. You know, this sort of thing isn't
got no problem with it for other people. I absolutely
it's just
not.
for you. I know. I get it. I do.
Just for me. I think
I
look
really
at that
do.
kind of thing, and I think, I am all for people getting the medication that they need under any circumstances. I got no trouble with anybody else doing any kind of drugs or anything. That's also not an issue in my vocabulary. Like, you got to do what you got to do, and that shit's there for a reason. I hear you loud and clear. I don't apply that to myself for whatever reason. It feels wrong. It feels wrong for me. So
I get it.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
But I think that was it for cheer competition, work, no sleep, no games, Halloween, shaving. That's what I wrote down.
Man, you take note. Maybe I would be better if I started taking notes and didn't just make this up. Because, like, that's how I do this. The entire time we've done this podcast, I open my mouth and I hope something intelligent, relatable, funny comes out. And, sometimes
it does.
I feel like it does okay.
Yeah.
I do this without a net. Like the fucking Graysons and shit. I just haven't fallen yet. Oh, that's not true. We have had some very, very terrible shows. What did I do this week? So I didn't have a lot of time for gaming this week, unfortunately. Like, not cheer competitions and shit, but like life just kind of gets in the way and whatnot. I did put about a half hour into No Man's Sky earlier in the week and was like, fuck, this is awesome. I am going to put this down for right now because otherwise I'm not moving from my seat for the next 6 hours, and I definitely have shit to do. So again, thank you very much for the purchase. I promise I'm going to give it its proper time. Yeah, really good. Plays really well on the Mac Mini. So far, like, no slowdown. Graphics are all fucking cranked to the max and whatever. Looks really good. What we did most of this week in the lead up to Halloween was kind of help the kids with their costumes. Tiff was working really late this week. She had to put in a lot of hours. So when I am responsible for preparing dinner, that is a much bigger fucking situation, and I stress about it and then just end up like, well, I'm just going to go get a rotisserie chicken. Fuck it. But trying to prepare those sorts of things. But we watched a couple of movies this week. Penn and I watched The Shining last week. We watched Halloween this week, the original John Carpenter's Halloween, because she had never seen it. And she's like, I feel like I should watch, like some of the classics and whatever. I was like, all right. So we did The Shining, and we did Halloween, and like, Have you ever seen Halloween, Kris?
I don't think that I have.
I don't. She found it funnier than it was scary. And like, I understand why it was so scary back in the day. It certainly scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid. But like, showing that movie to like modern children, I don't think it holds up as well. I mean, it's still good. Like, I don't think it holds up nearly as well as something like The Shining does. Or like Nightmare on Elm Street. Just, you know, it's kind of silly in a lot of the things that happen. I don't know. I was very surprised at my reaction to watching Halloween this week, because I've watched the entire series, including the very, very awful Halloween 3, multiple times. And that movie fucking sucks on toast. But I always really liked the rest of them. I don't know. It felt off this week. But what was worse is that last night, Tiff and I watched Weapons. Have you heard anything about this movie, Weapons?
Isn't there like an older lady who looks like an 80s woman that's supposed to be a villain or something that people really like?
Yeah. So
that's all I know about it.
Okay. Weapons currently has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 7.5 on IMDb. It stars Julia Garner, Silver Surfer from the most recent Fantastic Four movie, Josh Brolin, so Thanos, Benedict Wong, and Alden Ehrenreich. I don't know how you say it. The kid who played fucking Solo and was also in Ironheart. So, like, as we're watching this movie last night, it's like fucking Wong attacks the Silver Surfer and is saved by Thanos. It was very strange. This movie, written and directed by Zach Krieger, it has been touted as this outstanding movie. And I like horror movies. I was excited to watch this. There's a class of 18 third graders, and they all go missing one night at 2:17, and nobody knows why. There's one kid that is left over in the class, and Julia Garner is the teacher, and it's like this, the town turns on her, and what the fuck could have possibly happened? This movie sucked so fucking hard. This is legit. And I'm not just saying this because it's fresh. This was one of the dumbest, most boring fucking movies that I have ever seen in my entire life. I do not even a little bit understand why anybody is like, this movie is fucking great. It starts off with an interesting premise. The story is broken up, like they tell Julia Garner's character is named Justine. They tell her part first, like her name flashes on the screen. And then they give you some backstory about her. And then it flashes to Archer, which is Josh Brolin's character. One of his kid was Matthew, was one of the kids in the class that went missing at 2:17. So then they tell like his perspective of the story, right? And then they flip to another character. They flip to Solo's character, Paul, who has like everything that fucking happens in this movie is it was the most contrived, nonsensical bullshit to get to the, and I'm gonna fucking, if you haven't seen the movie, I'm gonna fucking spoil the ending right now, because you shouldn't watch this fucking movie. This interesting premise, what happens? Why are all of these kids missing? Why is there only one child left? What the fuck could have possibly happened? It turns out that the old lady who's in the trailers and whatever, the little boy, the only little boy who's still in the class, it's his aunt. She's a witch, and she the little boy stole all the kids' name tags from school, and that was enough for her to cast a spell and make all of the children come to this little boy's house in the fucking town. In the town where they all live. And the cops didn't go. They didn't go fucking look in the kid. Holy shit. So fucking stupid. They're all just in the basement, and she is sucking their life force out to stay alive. That's what fucking happens. That's what this movie is. It was awful. I hated every fucking second of it, Chris. I fucking hate it. There's a spot where Josh Brolin, during his little fucking vignette or whatever the fuck is happening, he like, because he's sleeping in his kid's bed, he's so upset. Like, it's so funny. Like, there's this scene. The kid, they run out of the house and they fucking Naruto run. Like, just out of the fucking house. But some of the families have ring cams, right? So Josh Brolin, like, they show him, like, watching the scene of his son running out of the house on the fucking ring cam. And then they cut to him, like, sleeping in the kid's bedroom. He's sleeping in his son's bed. And his wife opens the door while he's sleeping, and she's like, I'm going to work. Like, she's fucking annoyed that he's upset. That is the only line his wife has in the entire movie. She opens the door while the husband is devastated that his kid has run away, and as well as the other fucking 16 kids, and she's mad at him. Like, that is her character in this movie. It's fucking awful. But while, like, so, fucking couple minutes later, or hours later, I don't know, fucking I lost all sense of time in this movie. Josh Brolin is, like, retracing his kid's steps in his dream. And he walks out of his house, and he walks through the woods, and he comes out the other side, and he's facing his house again. And it's like, ooh, is this real? This is intriguing, whatever. And then he looks up in the sky, Chris, and no shit, the clouds over his fucking house form into a solid black, white clouds, Chris, form into a solid black AK-47 with
not
the
where
fucking...
I thought that was going.
No, not at all. Not where I thought it was going either. With the fucking, like, a digital bullet counter that says 217 on it, because that's when all the kids left. And it doesn't matter. That scene happens in the movie, and it doesn't matter. It's never talked about again. It's not addressed. It has nothing to do with the fact that a witch is controlling the children. It's just in there.
Huh.
I hated this fucking movie.
I don't know what to make of that. Boy, this is. I just listened to Paul and Sean talk about all 9 of the Leprechaun movies the other night. This doesn't feel entirely dissimilar.
They were better than this movie. I promise they were.
And people really like this movie.
It has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I've seen nothing but glowing reviews about it. Yeah, like you were saying, this is supposed to be one of those watershed moments. Most amazing horror you'll ever watch.
It's one of the on Rotten Tomatoes right now, the critic consensus, I'm just going to read it to everybody. Zach Kreger spins an expertly crafted yarn of terrifying mystery and thrilling intrigue and weapons, a sophomore triumph that solidifies his status as a master of horror. It fucking doesn't. It doesn't. Because you know what you have to have for thrilling intrigue, Chris? You have to have a payoff to the fucking AK-47 or M16, whatever the fuck it was, the assault rifle over the dude's house. That can't just be in there for no reason. Oh my God, what a piece of shit this movie was. I need other people to watch it and tell me what the fuck I'm missing.
I don't know. I don't know. I have nothing to add to this. That sounds fascinating, though. But I think it's time for us to wrap this up. And
yeah, that's it. I'm done. Fuck this movie.
Land. See if maybe just by bitching about it, I'll sleep through the night now.
There you go. That's usually
now
how
that I've
works.
complained out loud. My brain's gonna be like, okay, you can sleep now.
There you go.
Brain.
Yeah, I love it. Love that for you.
Anyway, that's our show. Join us next time for the Alphabet Super Series, where we'll be playing 8 Eyes for the NES. 8 of them.
All 8 eyes.
All 8 eyes. All 4 heads. We're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked to in the show notes. It helps keep this show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by banjo guy Ollie. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks. I'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.